Grandpa Bill, story time with Grandpa Bill. It's Grandpa Bill's story time. Yay! Hi, I'm Grandpa Bill. Welcome to Grandpa Bill's story time. Come on in, make yourself comfortable, and we're going to sit down and read a good book. Okay, today's book is Benji, the fastest dog in the West. Aw, isn't he cute? By Gina Ingoglia, illustrated by Werner Willis. As soon as Cindy opened the back door, Benji and Tiffany scampered outside. "Paul," Cindy called, "it's time for the morning Sweetie Petey chase." Sweetie Petey was sunning herself on Mrs. Finster's fence, waiting for them as usual. Benji and Tiffany dashed over to her. "Meow," screamed Sweetie Petey, and the morning chase was on. Oh, I guess the dogs like to chase the cat. The children grinning watched as the animals rushed down the street. "I'm glad it's sunny for the rodeo today," said Paul. "I wish the rodeo had a contest for running dogs," said Cindy. "I'll bet Benji would be the fastest dog in Silver Creek." The animals raced back past the children. Sweetie Petey scrambled up the nearest tree. She glared at the two dogs who stood below, wagging their tails and panting in the shade. Oh, she's safe up in a tree. Mary, the housekeeper, set out a bowl of water. Benji and Tiffany trotted over for a quick drink. Mrs. Finster called, "Come, Sweetie Petey, dear, it's time for your nap." The pretty white cat clambered down from the tree and scooted home. Mrs. Finster waved. "Good luck at the rodeo, children," she said. Dr. Chapman strolled into the yard. "Hi, Daddy," said Paul. "Benji just ran faster than he ever has." Dr. Chapman smiled. "Are you and Cindy ready to do some fancy riding this afternoon?" "Yes, sir," laughed Paul. "We've both been practicing very hard." After lunch, they piled into the car. The sun was hot when they arrived at the rodeo grounds. Mary opened the door and let Benji and Tiffany scramble past her. When everyone was out of the car, Paul looked around. "Where are the dogs?" "There they are," answered Cindy, pointing her finger under the bush. Mary laughed. "They know where it's cool and shady." "They'll be all right there," said Dr. Chapman. But the dogs weren't still for long. They wandered over to the large corral to look at the horses. "Get along, doggies," said the cowboy. "You might scare the horses." Benji and Tiffany scooted off. He's afraid the dog's going to scare the horses, right? They saw a man swinging a rope over his head. It snapped and twirled in loops around him. Benji and Tiffany barked playfully and tried to bite the rope. "Shoo," the man laughed. "I'll never be able to practice this way." Dogs like to play with rope. The crowd watched the rodeo, cheered loudly. Benji and Tiffany ran over to look. They found a small place under the fence where they could look through and see the arena. It was a perfect spot for watching Paul and Cindy perform. A calf streaked across the arena. Paul rode after it. He roped the calf, jumped to the ground, and quickly tied the calf's feet together. Then Paul raised both hands over his head. A cowboy dropped the flag to mark Paul's time. It had taken Paul only 15 seconds. Oh, good job, Paul. Soon Cindy appeared, riding a lively young steer. He twirled and kicked, but Cindy held on tightly. A horn blared. Time was up. The crowd cheered. Cindy had ridden the steer for a whole 8 seconds without being thrown off. A cowboy on a huge Brahma bull, they're really big bulls, shot into the arena. The angry animal bucked and snorted. The cowboy rode well, holding on one arm up high. Then, unexpectedly, the cowboy was thrown. He fell head over heels into the dirt. Whoa! A clown came to the rescue. He wore baggy pants with red suspenders, and he waved a broom. The bull began to chase him while the cowboy ran to safety. "Oh, look, a clown!" squealed a tiny girl. She squeezed past the space in the stands and toddled into the arena. The bull watched her with angry eyes. Marnie, come back here, screamed the little girl's mother. Uh-oh. See, the clown is like a guy in there to help distract the bull, get him away from the cowboy when the cowboy falls so he doesn't get hurt. The frightened clown snatched up the child and started to run. The bull lowered his head and charged after them. In a flash, Benji was over the fence, barking wildly. Bark, 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 bark. In a flash, Benji went over the fence, barking wildly. He dashed after the dangerous bull. Benji, cried Paul. Where did you come from? Uh-oh, he might get hurt. See the clown saving the little child? Benji doesn't get hurt. The bull heard Benji barking. Now there was someone new to chase. He charged after the brave little dog, but he was no match for Benji. Benji darted this way and that way. He dodged here and there, keeping the bull busy until the clown and the little girl were safe. Then Benji rushed back to the fence. He flipped himself over the top and landed safely next to Tiffany. Everyone ran over to Benji. You ran in the rodeo after all, exclaimed Cindy. Now I know you're the fastest dog in Silver Creek. Aw, he was helpful, right? The cowboy who had ridden the bull smiled. I've seen a heap of fast moving, but I've never seen anything like that. He tied a first place ribbon around Benji's neck. Benji, he said with a grin, I know you're the fastest dog in the West. What a good book, Benji. What a cute dog. Thank you for sharing this book with me today. Come back again for more stories with Grandpa Bill. Goodbye.